believe different people learn differently. I even wrote a book called Learning Method, that how can you develop an effective learning method. And there's a lot of statistics out there which method is most effective. So I wanted to get your insight. Which learning method is the most effective learning method?
That's a great question. I don't know if you can say one is the most effective, but my tendency, and that comes my psychology bias, is the more I want to think about how things are going forward, I tend to go backward. So if you ask me about learning, and I think plenty of research will support it, although it's hard to quantify it exactly. But most people will say that in the first 2 years of life, you probably do most of the learning. The vast majority of all the learning you're going to do for the rest of your life happens those first 2 years. Learning to walk, learning to communicate, learning to socialize with other people, learning to move your body around in space, learning that hot things hurt, sharp things hurt. Family is important. Risk, how to manage danger. That happens when you're young. And how's that learning? It's experiential. It's in the world. It's with the help of guides and experts, your parents, your teachers, all that. And then somehow as you seem to age, you move into this modality where it's less experiential, it's less expert-driven, it's less, all those things. So if you ask me about, the best way to learn, I like to watch little kids. And I watch how they're learning, and I like to take that and then apply it. Now, granted, that doesn't necessarily mean that a classroom in the future has to be a bunch of kids playing with toys. But that way of learning, that literally getting involved, they always say that, kids got to get dirty, right? They're learning when they're getting dirty, and I think the same thing does apply to some extent to adults. And maybe not in a literal sense, but in a figurative sense, if you're trying to learn, you should get a little dirty once in a while. And from that dirtiness comes this, this aha moment where you get forward. So that's my kind of advice, is if you want to think about the best ways to learn, go watch a bunch of kids in the playground, watch how they interact and how they're learning, or watch a toddler learn to walk and talk, and try and apply that to what you're doing as an adult, and you're going to get far more effective learning than any other method.